poppin', what's good? It's your girl Simone, aka the Black Queen, and I'm back with another YouTube video. Okay. If you're new to my channel, sis, what's poppin'? If you're a returning subscriber, sis, what's good? So I talk about beauty, fashion, social work, lifestyle, so many things. But in today's video, we're gonna talk about how to prepare for a recession, right? Because as a social worker and a therapist, something that a lot of my clients are kind of coming to me talking about and just expressing their feelings and their thoughts is the recession that we're about to walk into, kind of slash already here, right? And it's causing a lot of anxiety, it's causing depression, it's causing people to lose their jobs. It's just causing a lot of uncertainty for all of us, right? So I'm giving you guys a couple of tips. In my personal opinion, I'm not a financial advisor. Once again, remember, I am a social worker, and I'm just giving you guys some things that I'm actually doing myself in my active life, right? So before we get into today's video, I'm gonna play a video from our sponsorship with Michael Todd Beauty. I have a sponsorship with them. It's with their depilating tool, and I'm really excited to use it, and I've been using it, especially since I came back from Nigeria, because my skin was all the way messed up. But I'm happy I'm getting it back in order, and thanks to their tool, which I'm gonna grab right now. Give me 1 second. Thanks to my dermaplating tool, I'm able to kind of get all the peach fuzz off my skin and just kind of get back into my normal skin routine. So I'm really excited to be partnering with them and using this tool to help get my skin back in order, okay? Period. Hey working girls, so I'm working on improving my skincare, and I love using my Sonic Smooth by Michael Todd. This is a product that helps me remove all the little peach fuzz on my face, leaving my skin feeling so smooth and so clean. Use the product in a downward motion. Make sure you grab this today and use my code TheBlackQueen20 at checkout. So let's go ahead and jump into today's video. So like I said, I'm gonna be providing you guys with a couple of tips on how to, I guess, get through and prepare for and work through the recession, right? So the first tip, as of course me being a social worker, take care of your mental health. This is going to impact all of us, right? This is going to be a countrywide thing, and maybe even a global wide thing that we're going to be facing, right? So take care of your mental health, right? If you have health insurance, go talk to a therapist, right? Express your feelings, because during times of recessions and things like that, people do things that are outside of the norm. Like, this is where you see people taking their own lives, or like driving their cars into rivers, doing a lot of extreme things when people lose their jobs or are experiencing very tough economic or financial situations, right? So please take care of your mental health. Build a support system. Call your friends, call your family. Don't isolate yourself. And I know it's easy said than done, because I myself can isolate myself. Baby, if I want to go ghost, you won't see me. I have a degree in ghosting on top of having a degree in social work. But this is not the time to do that, right? Because like I said, this is where times can get a little shaky. So lean on your support system, your family, your friends, even coworkers, right? That you became very close, have created very close relationships, right, with, right? Because it could get very scary. Also take care of your physical health as well. I know some of us may lose our jobs, right? This is not the time to go sit here and go and indulge in fatty foods, because actually fatty foods, they may taste good for the moment, but they will impact your health, right? You're going to feel sluggish afterwards. You might even gain weight. So just be very mindful about what you're putting into your body, and also what you're consuming, right? Because also with social media, as you know, there was a recent death. I don't know too much about the story, and I don't want to talk about it too much, because I'm not comfortable, even as a social worker, talking about it. There was a killing of another African-American young man. I think he was 28 years old. I think we're both the same age. I did not see the video, and I will not see the video, because right now we're going through a lot in the world and just on social media, so I will not see the video. So just be very mindful about what you're taking in, because that can impact your mental health, and that can kind of do things to the psyche, right? Also work on your spiritual health, right? For those that are religious, I'm really religious. God is like my everything, so I'm definitely going to be relying on him during these, like, tough financial times that we're about to enter into. I feel like we're already in a recession already, because gas prices are high, eggs are high. I spent like $80 on a couple of items the other day. Yeah, we're already in a recession already. Let me stop saying like we're about to head into one, right? So tip number 2 is save money, right? And creating an emergency fund. So I've been reading a lot of financial like guru books and everything like that. So they've been saying to at least have 6 months of basic expenses. So your food, your groceries, gas, basic things, right? Not your nails, not your lashes or anything like that, but very basic things that you need to survive, right? So, you know, saving up that emergency fund. So let's say your rent is, what's the average rent? I want to say $2,000. So that's $4,000 that you have to save, right? That's just rent alone, right? So what do you eat in a week? What is like calculating how much you eat in a week and saving that times 4, right? And then having to save that times 8 if you're gonna save 2 months of bills and monthly expenses, right? So that's really important. Of course, you want to also count your water and electric bill, cable bill, maybe even cutting off the cable bill, your cell phone bill, car note, car insurance if you have those things. So just be very mindful of that and figure out exactly how much that is and make sure you're putting that away in a good, you know, in a savings account that also is providing you with interest, right? Also, another tip is that because we're about to file our taxes and by the time this video is posted, it should be February, not too sure. But we're about to file our taxes for those that haven't already done so. So make sure you're safe. Whatever money you get back, make sure you put that money in a savings account or an emergency savings space so that you just have it, right? Not buying shoes and clothes and makeup and stuff like that because you just really never know. I think job security right now is just not the best, and I've been on TikTok for the past 2 days and I've been seeing that a lot of people have been losing their jobs. So and I know for a fact like this is what a lot of therapy sessions are going to consist of in the next couple of weeks. People losing their jobs, how are they going to cope, their mental health, how to deal with it, and things like that. So once you get your tax return, be smart about it. Pay off your let me not even jump ahead, create an emergency fund. So next thing, pay off debt. We all have credit cards, and I know sometimes credit cards can get crazy, but you have to make it your best effort to pay them off, right? So last year, I made a goal for myself to pay off my credit cards, right? I didn't fully achieve this goal, but I was able to like reduce. So I had 5 credit cards and I was able to get rid of 4 of them and I only had 1 left. So I'm really proud about myself for that because it was challenging, right? I had to get a second job. I was like hustling, baby. When I was telling you I was hustling, and I'm still hustling because there's certain financial goals that I want to hit. And regardless of a session or not, I know God got my back, right? Period. Amen. But I'm still working on getting out of credit card debt, right? So like I said, I only have 1 credit card and I'm literally throwing so much money into it every time I get paid. So just to get out of credit card debt, right? Because it's not a good thing to have, 1, right? 2, it adds to a lot of financial stress, right? So when we're in a recession and it's a lot of uncertainty, you just want to have your basic bills, right? But when you have your basic bills and debt, stress, anxiety, depression, and ultimately impacts your mental health, right? So this is why you want to make sure you manage these things, because I'm really big here on prevention, right? A lot of the things that we put ourselves through can actually be preventable, but we don't really think ahead, right? So we have to learn how to really think ahead and plan out things. So tip number 4, or I think this is 4 or 5, I'm not too sure. But the next tip I have is educating yourself, right? So educating yourself on the recession, educating yourself on how money works. I've been trying to do this for the past, I want to say, couple of months. I did go to Nigeria, so I did fall off a little bit. But me and one of my close friends from Howard, we're reading the book called Rich Dad Poor Dad, which is a really good book. I'm actually going to start reading it again, but I also bought his second book, Rich Dad Poor Dad, A Rich Dad Poor Dad's Guide to Investing, and I'll have everything that I'm talking about in the description box below so you can check it out and grab it for yourself. But the Rich Dad Poor Dad book was such an excellent book. To all my social workers, and even if you're watching this video right now, make sure you check it out because it's actually a good book. It helps you kind of challenge the way you're thinking and seeing money in a different way, right? And if you didn't go to school for finance or business, it kind of, you're like, what's going on, right? But the book will help you think critically, and that's what I really appreciated about the book. And that's why I'm reading the second book, but I haven't been able to actually get into the second book because I've been a little lazy since I've been back from Nigeria. So I'm about to actually read it tonight though. So that was that tip. The next tip that I have is also cutting back on unnecessary spending. So like I said before you purchase something, you have to ask yourself, do you really need it? do you really need to buy a new sweater, or can you wear the sweater in your house? Or do you need to buy new shoes, or can you, you know, wear another pair of shoes? Or do you really need to get your lashes done, or can you do your lashes on your own, or can you wear press-on nails, or things like that, right? Because like I said, you don't really know what's going to happen, and you want to prepare for the future. You want to be like a wise person, because if you're a Christian and the Bible talks about being a wise person, you want to plan ahead, right? And you never really know. So just put some money aside and really be really wise about your spending habits, please. So like I talked about educating yourself, reading the book Rich Dad Poor Dad. Also, you know, looking on YouTube University, there's always so many great content creators out there that's talking about recessions and how to make side money and how to just really prepare yourself. So really invest in that. I don't have a few off the top of my head, but if I do have some, I will mention it in the next YouTube video that I make, okay? The last tip that I have is gaining a new skill, right? So during the recession, people do lose their jobs, unfortunately, but this is also a great time to learn a new skill. So something that I've recommended to a lot of my therapy clients that have already lost their jobs, unfortunately, I recommended like the Google course. I don't remember exactly. I think it's like Google. I think it's called Google course. I don't know. I sent it to one of my therapy clients before via email, but that's something that you can do. There's like tech on there, human resources, project management, digital marketing. There's so many little things that you can do, and this video is not sponsored by them, but make sure you check that out, right? If you lost your job or you want to learn a new skill or anything like that to kind of advance your skills and make your resume look good, right? I think it's like $50 a month. I'm really not too sure, just a heads up, but I know you do get one free week trial because I was doing that with my therapy client. So I hope these little tips help you guys. Like I said, things will get a little rough for all of us, but we will get through it. Stay prayed up. Use your coping skills. Talk to your therapist. Really think before you do things, and we'll pull through. We'll pull through. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe, and follow your girl on all social media platforms. And I'll see you guys in my next YouTube video. Bye, guys.